Hey, what's good? So the Celtics are the number one seed in the East, roughly halfway through the season, and I want to discuss how we got here. Obviously, the Celtics have been near the top of the Eastern Conference for the past half decade, but after a lot of changes over the last two off seasons, I think it's worth taking a look to see the team how it currently stands. So let's start by talking about the offseason additions, which are the most prominent changes from last year's team. This offseason, in terms of rotational players, the Celtics turned Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, and Malcolm Brogdon into Drew Holiday and Kristaps. So let's start with KP. He's averaging roughly 19, 7, 2.5 stocks on 52, 33, 83 splits this season. He's really effective in the pick and pop game, especially with Derek White and with Jaylen Brown, and he's providing consistent rim protection that the Celtics have desperately needed. Rob Williams was really a good help defender, really good at putting him on the worst shooter on the team and letting him roam around the paint, but he's not as good of a post defender as Kristaps has been this season. I'd argue that Kristaps is honestly an upgrade in both areas as a rim protector and a help defender, and he's adding more spacing and playmaking from the 5 spot than Rob Williams or Al Horford does. He's developed great chemistry with Drew Holiday and with Jaylen Brown, and he might be a sneaky all-star reserve this year. He's been a great addition for the Celtics. No matter how much it hurt to see Smart leave, Kristaps is just far more impactful in the game. KP can take over a game and be the leading scorer and rebounder for an efficient team while adding plus defense in the paint. The Celtics fans would rip their hair out if they had to say that about Marcus Smart, and Williams will miss most of the entire season with another knee injury. Hope he gets better soon. Even if Kristaps misses 10 games in the back half of the season, he's already missed about 10 halfway through the season. He will be a key piece of any playoff run that the C's want to make this year. Now on to Drew Holiday. He's been a great Marcus Smart replacement, shooting nearly 42% from 3, and he is one of the best corner 3-point shooters in the game right now. Something we could never really say about Marcus Smart over this large of a sample. While Drew Holiday is still locking down perimeter players. He's always taking on the toughest assignment from the opposing team, and he's been a plus defender this entire season. He's playing possessions on bigger opponents, including Giannis and Embiid, something that Marcus Smart famously did all the time, and it's really great for the switching defense that Joe Mazzulla is wanting the team to play. He's been a great pick as well, even if Brogdon is having a great season out in Portland. Hope he gets traded to a contender because that man is balling out. Probably the most underrated part of this offseason, but incredibly noticeable in the on-court performance of the Celtics, is the fact that Joe Mazzulla finally got his own staff in the building. In case you forgot, Mazzulla was promoted to the head coaching position right before training camp in 2022. After the whole Ime Udoka situation, we're not going to talk about that. So he ran with Udoka's assistant staff all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals in his first year, not only as a head coach, but as a front bench coach. He's also coaching multiple players older than him last year and still made it all the way one game within the finals. Smarter basketball this year. The Celtics are playing smarter basketball this year and seem to be putting opponents away more consistently than they have in years past. Mazzulla's growth has been clear to see during nearly every Celtics game this year, and I'm excited to see his continued development as a leader for this organization. I think the most important part of the Celtics team is something we haven't really seen from them over the past few years: chemistry. Jaylen Brown and Porzingis have developed an incredible chemistry over the past few months, and you can almost count on seeing one lob from Brown going up to Porzingis every game, including on November 23rd, where Jaylen had a 5-assist game to Kristaps alone. Threw down some crazy jams in that game. I'm not sure if Jaylen has ever had 5 assists in a game, period, never mind just to one player. But it's exemplary of the trust that these guys have in each other and how Mazzulla keeps putting these guys in position to succeed. The guys we've had in the building for years now have also been improving rapidly. Sam Hauser is having a great year off the bench and is a much better defender than other teams seem to realize. He's had multiple possessions switched on to big forwards like Giannis or even guards like Tyrese Maxey, and he's holding his own pretty well. Derek White is still one of the most underrated guys in the league and might garner some Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Tatum is having his most efficient season. This team is shooting 38% from three, which is leading the league. And it helps that these guys are sharing the ball, getting good looks, tracking down offensive boards, and not falling into the hero ball tendencies that we've seen from the Jays throughout their careers. I don't expect this to hold up, but this is a level of efficiency that you can pair with a great defense and get you through the playoffs. I want to talk about the second half of the season now. Al Horford is not getting any younger, and I expect him to rest as much, if not more, down the stretch. Kristaps has always been pretty frail, so he'll also be taking off some time here and there to keep himself fresh. I think Cornet and Ninish Queta are really going to be incredibly important during the back-to-back games, and they played quite well so far when called upon. There are some tough matchups we have left, a couple of games against the Heat, which are going to be a great litmus test to see how we match up, and they're probably the team I'm most scared of for the Celtics in the East. If I'm the Celtics, I feel good about a 7-game series against the Sixers or the Bucks. We know we can beat them, and these are teams that are not the same as they have been in the past. Sixers may be a little faster than they have been, but the Celtics know how to handle Embiid, and Maxey hasn't proven himself to be that guy in the playoffs. Orlando might scare me in the first round. They're super young, they're gritty on defense, they don't have the pressure to win right now. If they get out of this slide that they're on, I could see Orlando being a really tough out. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Let me know who you think the favorite team in the Eastern Conference is down in the comments. Y'all have a great one.